Hello guys, welcome back for some StarCraft 2 Heart of the Swarm replay action. We have OscarOttis playing as the blue Zerg in the top left hand corner. His opponent in the bottom right hand corner is APG playing as the red Zerg. So GLHF to both of you guys. These guys are both in the Bronze League, so I wouldn't expect them to play to Grandmaster level. That's probably why they're in the Bronze League. But it's always an interesting game to watch. I find you can learn stuff from what other people do wrong. Unfortunately, this is a Zerg game, so I have no idea what's going on. But it does pretty much appear that both sides are doing exactly the same thing. And that's getting their overlords out. If you would like me to cast your replay, and you're not a Grandmaster level player, please submit your replay to a site called gamereplays.org. Send me once you've uploaded your replay, then you can give me the link in the either message me on YouTube or give me the link in one of the comments boxes below the video, and I'll have a look. And as long as it's not ridiculous or 6 hours long, I'll cast it. And as long as you're not a Grandmaster or Master, because we already know how wonderful you are. Now it's interesting because APG is going out for a scout with a drone, whereas it does look like OscarOttis is relying purely on having his Overlord scout for him. Now, once this come down, we've got a spawning pool down for both players, pretty much identical sort of timing. As you can see there, the production levels there, and you look at the little red bars going. The spawning pool is pretty much even, though APG has gone for a gas. OscarOttis hasn't. He's building up. Actually, I'm going to go for. No, he's going for. Oh, he's going for a scout. Who is that? Is that? Yeah, that is OscarOttis is going for a scout with a worker. That's fine. Worker there for APG has come into the base and is going to have a good look around. Oh, he's going to steal the gas. That's very interesting because at the moment OscarOttis has got nothing to stop it. We'll have to wait for his spawning pool to complete. Then he can build a queen and a couple of Zerglings, grabbing his own gas. That's very nice. Scout there for OscarOttis is going to be going around having a good look. So APG has got one gas. So we might get Zergling speed, not really expecting any major tech from him though. Got his queen on the way, both sides have got queens on the way. And that queen will get that extractor down eventually. Right, gas down for OscarOttis. He's also got a couple of Zerglings down. I'm surprised they haven't actually... Oh, he actually has gone for his expansion. I didn't notice that come down. He did actually go for expansion, moves a couple of Zerglings out to protect it. APG will know all about it because there's an Overlord parked on top of it. So that's not so good. But APG has also grabbed his first expansion as well. So that makes pretty sensible, pretty good timings for both players. And what have we got coming out here? We've got 3 or 3 gas in here. It's actually, yes, OscarOttis is harvesting gas, but he's not taking down this extractor. And I'd have moved the queen to up here. I mean, she spawned here, move the queen up here, and then just take down that extractor. Gradually, eventually. And the queen's off creep moves so slowly. But she's being transferred down to the hatchery down here, so we can expect another queen to be produced up here at some point, I would imagine. Roach Warren coming down for OscarOttis. And we've got Zerglings massing for an attack. When I say massing, 4 of them really don't constitute a mass, but 4 of them coming down. Queen, they're having a go at the Overlord of his opponent. Stylized Overlords there for OscarOttis. I'm not entirely sure how you get those, but they look quite funky actually compared to the normal Overlord. They look very funky. So Zergling on Zergling action here. Small clash already happened. Both sides broke off. Both sides really jockeying for position. Neither side really wants to commit because neither side has an overwhelming number. Though the favour is for OscarOttis at the moment. I'll probably just call him Oscar for now. He's got more Zerglings as well. Now the early aggression by APG is actually forcing him to build more Zerglings. Now, having said that, more Zerglings coming in for APG as well. It'll be interesting actually to have a quick look at the units. 16 Zerglings for OscarOttis, 18 Zerglings for APG. So it's going to be down pretty much positioning, but OscarOttis does have that additional worker because he didn't steal somebody's gas. So it'll be interesting to see how this pans out for both. And speed is coming for APG's Zerglings. Obviously, if he's going to be the aggressor and he's got to run across the map, then he's going to want to get there a little bit quicker. This hatchery is now up. No workers from it just yet. No, in fact, they're just being used to build Zerglings. If you want to do that, I really would have just built a macro hatchery here. But there we go. That's just how I look at it. Zergling speed nearly finished there. More Zerglings on the way. Still, this extractor hasn't been taken down. Of course, it's giving his APG a good view of what his opponent's doing, i.e. nothing. No, any sign of roaches coming out? No, Zergling speed now started for OscarOttis, and the Queenhead and Zerglings trying to beat off APG's attack again. APG being forced to retreat and build more Zerglings. And that's fine, he's got more Zerglings coming in. The Zerglings are massing up now. This is a good number of Zerglings here. We've got 16 Zerglings against 10. But the 10 do have a queen, but the queen's only got 8 health left, so a quick attack from a couple of Zerglings on the queen. The queen will go down really, really quickly. There's no point in running away if you've only got 8 hit points. Straight into the worker line, what there is of it, and it won't be there for very much longer. Hatchery isn't going to survive for much longer as well. I'd cancel that research, because I don't think it's going to complete. I really don't think that research is going to be complete, and more Zerglings coming in now. What is OscarOttis doing to combat that? He's going up into a lair. So I'd grab a handful of these and get some spine crawlers down. Call me old fashioned. Got a lair coming up for APG as well. Again, it's interesting to see how similar the builds are. It's just the aggression of APG. Though OscarOttis now he only has 3 roaches, but he has roaches, which may tip the balance, though he doesn't have any Zerglings, which of course is the big problem. He's got 8 Zerglings on the way and another 2 roaches. Roaches there forming a line, trying to protect the workers who are also trying to get into these Zerglings, which is kind of brave of them. And some roaches there going for taking down that. How many roaches have we got now? We've got 5 roaches. They're letting the queen get slaughtered though. That's it. The Zerglings of OscarOttis get out as well. Chase off the Zerglings of APG. And 1 Zergling gets away from that. That is pretty poor there from APG. He really didn't get into that at all. We've got a macro hatchery though coming down for APG as well. He's got a stack of cash. He's got 16 workers opposed to his opponent's 20. And he's got 16 and 8 here. So he's got 24 opposed to his opponent's 20. So he's slightly ahead in the resource battle. Units battle, I don't think he's doing quite so well. We've got 7 roaches, 8 Zerglings versus 2 queens. Yeah, not quite so good there in the fight battle, but OscarOttis doesn't seem to be being aggressive. If your opponent's launched an attack and lost a whole stack of forces, you've got 2 choices. Run over and defeat him, or try and build your forces up for an even better defense so you can crush the next attack. Because by the time you run over there, there is a good chance that your opponent will have will have rebuilt his army and then will destroy you as soon as you get there. Spire coming down though for APG. So this is an interesting thought. There's an interesting deviation from what the 2 players have been doing. Up until this point, it's been absolutely identical. APG has realised this and realised the only way he can counter what he's running into, roaches and Zerglings, is to go for a spire, get some Mutalisks out. Mutalisks, of course, will be able to attack all of these units completely impervious. None of these units can attack air. Hatchery coming down for OscarOttis as well, so he's grabbing his second again. And no sign of any anti-air. The only anti-air he's got are the pair of queens. No creep spread, just a pair of queens. I'm not sure if on Zerg versus Zerg where the creep spread is done very much. Spire coming down for OscarOttis. Now bearing in mind that OscarOttis has got no visibility into his opponent's base. That's pretty impressive. And a Roach Warren going up for APG. So we've kind of come full circle, and both sides have now copied exactly what the other person has done. They've both done exactly the same thing. So we've got coming out more. Yeah, Mutalisks are on their way. And there come the horrible little flappy things. I really hate them. Really, really hate Mutalisks. Just because of the fact that also their biggest advantage, of course, they can go into combat, get badly damaged, retreat, and heal. So we've got 9 Mutalisks on the way. Upgraded missile attack for the Zerg of OscarOttis. Also got Galil reconstitution, so his Zergling, his roaches will move that little bit faster. Grabbing both the gas down here as well. More roaches coming in, but it's not going to save him. These Mutalisks are going to come in and absolutely devastate everything. First of all, he's going to pick off the Overlords, and that's what I would do, is pick off the Overlords, stop my opponent actually building any more units by supply blocking him. Take out the Queen as fast as possible, because she's the only thing that can attack the Mutalisks at the moment. And then take out the base. That is not good for the Zerg. Now, what are the Zerg respond? Oh, OscarOttis has responded by 2, 4, 6, 7 Spore Crawlers. And why not indeed? Why not indeed? Now I'd retreat my main army back inside this shelter provided by the Spore Crawlers. Otherwise, the Mutalisk is just going to come over and pick it apart piece by piece, all launch and all out attack, which is what it appears that his opponent is actually going, or OscarOttis is going to do. In the meantime, the Mutalisks here are just absolutely impervious. 3 more Mutalisks on the way. Burrow is on the way for APG as well. I'm not entirely sure why. If he is going to build roaches, I can understand why he'd want it. They can heal underground. Now he's going to try and take out these overlords, and they may actually work. Yes, he does supply block his opponent. Supply blocks his opponent quite seriously, even though he used 7 workers to create these spore crawlers. His opponent now can't actually build anything. We've got Flyer Carapace level 1 on the way, and we do have a pair of Corruptors. Now, pair of Corruptors with 14 damage versus the Mutalisk's 9 damage, but there's only 2 Corruptors, and they can't actually build any more. But the spore crawlers are going to be making a massive dent into those at Mutalisks. So we had 9, and 3 more were built, so that's 14. So we lost 9. 9 of the Mutalisk died. That is not good at all. And we need some more Corruptors. We need more Overlords, but we need some more Corruptors as well, please. I've got a worker down here. I'm not entirely sure what he's supposed to be doing, but we've got a worker down here doing nothing at all. 6 workers in the main base there. 23 of 24 in the main base up here. We've also got a Hydralisk den down for APG as well, just in case OscarOttis decides to copy him, which he did. He's actually got the Mutalisk, sorry, the Hydralisk den up. Now, OscarOttis isn't going for a Hydralisk den. Looks like he's going to try and get his second up again. And the Mutalisks there, the Mutalisks are healing up quite nicely. In fact, the Mutalisks have healed up completely, thank you very much. From the damage they took, they've healed completely. So we've got some more Corruptors out. But we've also got more Zerglings on the way for APG as well. Now he's seen that his opponent has switched to massive numbers of Spore Crawlers, very sensibly getting down a few Spine Crawlers. That makes sense. That makes good sense, actually, just in case they're ground force attacks. But unfortunately, the timing is just out completely. As the Spine Crawlers just get ripped to pieces. The Spore Crawlers have nothing to attack because there's a massive ground army. Corruptors have nothing to attack because they can only attack air. So it's down to a handful of roaches, the workers, and a queen to try and see this attack off. And it looks like they're actually going to succeed. No, they're not. They were just lulling the workers out of position. So what's this? Is the Spine Crawler, and one Spine Crawler is going to come up, but OscarOttis calls GG as APG overruns his base. GG there to APG, a very aggressive play there. And what I found interesting in that game is that we almost came full circle with APG changing tech to the Mutalisks, and OscarOttis doing exactly the same thing. Neither side really saw their opponent's base, but realising that air was the way to go. But then APG countering it again, countering what he thought his opponent would counter him with by getting the Hydralisk den up and getting Hydralisk out. I mean, he's got 3 Hydralisks remaining there. Well, all I can say is GG to APG. Commiserations to OscarOttis for bronze level play. Zerg versus Zerg. That was quite a good replay. Thank you very much, guys. I've been Havoc, and I will catch you guys on the flip side.